Hold on, hold on.
Salute,
We're
salute.
live.
Welcome to Skywalker Boxing Media. Team Mo Boxing, no problem. We got a special guest today. We got two special guests. We got Coach Jesse James Ochoa, and we also have RAYMON REDFEATHER Rivas, 2-0 boxer. Has a big fight coming up March 8th in Pomona, California. That's going to be at the Fox Theater. Get your tickets. He's facing an undefeated Russian. It's going to be a great fight. Salute, guys. How you guys doing?
Good, brother. How about yourself?
Doing great. Let me introduce you to my co-host, Papi Chunyeyo.
It's Papi Chunyeyo. Heavy on the Papi, light on the Yayo. Let's go.
Man, thank you
I
for
love
coming in, Coach Jesse James, man. I've heard a lot of good things about you, man. Shout out to you guys, man. You're Raymond's 2-0 with 2 knockouts. You're gonna be testing yourself, man, come March 8th, man. You're taking a 5-0 fighter on.
Yes,
Credit to you, man, for chasing that smoke, man, early on in your career. Can you tell us a little bit about your upcoming fight?
Not really. I'm just training hard for it. Just expecting a really hard fight. He's a dangerous opponent, so just expecting that. Training hard, just thinking about him the whole time.
What he means by that is not really, as far as we can't disclose too much about what we got planned for him. We had
Right.
media day the other day at KO Boxing and Fitness out in what was it, Santa Ana, somewhere over there in Orange County, LA area. And it was funny, before we got up to go do the mitts, I said, hey, don't show half of your power. Don't do this. Don't do that. Make sure you because they're recording us. You know, we don't like to show too much
Right.
what we're doing. So I told them, don't, make it look like you're brand new, bro, because we're not
Yeah.
we're not
Gotta
here
keep
to
it a
show off.
secret, man.
Yeah, because
They'll be looking at that and trying to adjust to it, so yeah, always keep your weapon a secret.
yeah. We studied our opponent, that's for sure. We seen a couple of his fights. His last fight was against, what was his name, Ezra?
Yeah, Ezra Raven or
Something like that. But he's a crafty kid. He has a nice shoulder roll. Very like a Gervonta Mayweather style. Aggressiveness. I think he's more of like a reach behind aggressive fighter. Like he likes to reach because he's long. Which is a disadvantage for you, I think, when you have long arms. If you don't know how to bring your hands back fast enough, you could catch somebody real easy. I don't know if you guys know, but Raymond has 2 knockouts. One was 42 seconds I know you know that he has 2 knockouts, but as far as the time frame, one was 42 seconds on his first fight. Was it 42 seconds? No.
Yeah, 42 and 49.
Yeah, 42 and 49 seconds. So one thing we don't train for is knockouts. We don't train for knockouts. We train for going the distance, being smart. And I myself, as a coach, I always tell these guys, A, B, and C. You have to have a plan A, you have to have a plan B, and you have to have a plan C. You have to be ready to brawl, you have to be ready to box, and you have to be ready to defend yourself at all times, you know? So
Right.
these guys are, when I say these guys, all my fighters, they're all well-rounded and defensively sound and aggressive when they need to be aggressive. The first thing I tell Raymond when he goes out to his fights, take your time, and then this motherfucker knocks him out. Like,
Right.
like what the fuck,
Man.
bro?
Hey, there's no overtime in boxing, baby.
Hey,
You gotta
coach,
get out.
can you tell everybody how your guys' relationship started? As far as how you and Raymond's relationship started.
Yeah, it's funny because Raymond's originally from Riverside. He was born in Riverside, but raised in Springfield, Missouri.
Mount Vernon, Missouri,
Mount
small town.
Mount Vernon,
Ooh.
Missouri. So, um, he moved out here back in what year was it, bro?
I came back in 2019.
2019. He came out here to chase a dream. He was boxing out there with what was your old coach's name out in Missouri?
I had a couple. My last one, we called him Chief Ben and Haley.
Out there in Missouri, he was training with this gentleman, got him his first amateur fights. And then he came out here to a small boxing gym out in San Bernardino. He was trying to find the right coach to establish his career. And I used to see him on social media and whatnot. I'm like, this guy looks like a weirdo with all these tattoos, you know? And he was with an old coach right here, and then he was with one of my buddies named Rogi out at Modern Boxing in Riverside. And Rogi's a boxing director for a boxing club out there in Riverside off of Tyler. He's a very busy man. Shout outs to Rogi, very respectful young man, knows his thing. However, Raymond was boxing with him and then went back to his old coach. And I'm not going to say his name, his old coach out in
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino, and just dodging him as far as his training and not giving him the attention he needed. And he posted on Instagram, "Hey, anybody interested in coaching me?" And I started laughing. I was like, "This guy's is advertising himself on social media that he needs a coach." So I sent him a message and I'm like, "Hey, how many amateur fights you have? What experience you have?" And I just picked at his brain, and he's like, "I'll be there on Tuesday." I'm like, "All right, well, we'll see. Let's see if this kid comes, you know." And he showed up, and I worked with him for like maybe 2 weeks, and I just wanted to see what he was about. And I remember he paid me $80. He was like, "I'll pay you $80 for private lessons." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll give you." Yeah, fuck yeah. So I took his money, because we all like money. And I trained him, and he very awkward and had a lot of work that needed to be done. And I used to tell him, like, "What the fuck these guys teach you, bro?" I was like, "Are you stubborn or what? Because you had a good coach. Romeo was a good coach." Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Yeah, I have a lot of bad habits. I just can't break them." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to correct you." So I worked with him for about 2 weeks, and I was like, "I'm going to take you to spar." So I take him to spar over here in Paris, and he knocked this kid out. That was the first round. He knocked this kid out
Yeah.
in sparring, and I was like, "Oh shit, this guy has fucking power." And I take him outside, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna make you pro." And he's like, "Well, I want to do golden gloves. I want to get some experience." And I said, "Nah, you don't need to do that, bro. I'm gonna take you. You're gonna go professional." He's like, "I don't think I'm ready for professional." I was like, "I'll get you ready, buddy." I was like, "I'm gonna get you ready, bro." And I was like, "From here on out, you don't got to pay me no more. I'm gonna train you." And he's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make you pro, bro." And right away, I reached out to my friend Dave Trujillo out in Temecula, and I told him about him, and he's like, "I know exactly who he is. He's trained with so and so." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "He's an Apache Indian like me, bro. I want to make this kid something. Let's get him started." And I'm like, "If I have your support, bro, we'll do it. I'll train him, and you can promote him." He's like, "Well, whoa, hold on real fast. I need to see what he's about before I sign him." And I'm like, "Yes, sir, Mr. Trio." So Mr. Trujillo came out, and well, he invited us over to his gym, and we sparred over there. And he's like, "Yeah, let's get him on my card. I'm having a card at Saboba Casino. We'll get him a B-side opponent. You guys have to sell tickets." So we sold 75 tickets his first fight. They went really fast, and yeah, from there it was history, man. It was just all hands on deck with him, and I've been training him almost every day, Monday through Friday. We go out and spar at many gyms. Yeah, and like I said, man, we we train for distant fights. We don't do just let's work on haymakers and knockout shots. Like that's
Yeah.
not what we do. Like a lot of our mitt work and everything I do a lot of combinations with him. And a majority of these fancy coaches that do a lot of mitt work, which I'm one of them, I can do fancy mitt work with him. You don't use in a fight, bro. It's the strategy. It's the coach teaching you what you need to do and what you're expecting inside that ring against your opponent, what the weaknesses of the other opponent is, and working with the coach. And I think that's something that he really lacked, with his some of his coaches are just being stubborn. He was stubborn. I had to smack the shit out of him. You could ask him. But it's just part of the game and getting him where he's at. And this opponent, I told him, I'm like, bro, you got 2 fights under 1 round. Let's take a challenge. Let's see what this guy's about. And we seen this fight. We seen his last fight, and he's with a good coach himself. He's right there in LA with a really well known coach. He's an old school coach. I think his name's Maschetto or something like that.
Yeah.
Roberto Maschetto or something like that. I forgot his name, but really well known coach in the amateurs and professionals. And I just told him, I said, hey, bro, we just got to come in ready and just be ready to go the distance and be ready for a crafty fighter. That's what we're going to do. And our sparring partners, we hats off to KMF and Rain Cross Boxing and Riverside. Also another gentleman from Corona. He has 176 amateur fights. He's a good sparring partner for him. Really long kid, fights with the shoulder roll. So we've been using that, and just mimicking our opponent pretty much. And like I said, man, just getting everything bells and whistles. But that's where we met, man, off of social media. I've seen him before, but never had a personal relationship with him until now.
Man, that's a crazy story. Listen, so over here on our channel, we want fans to be able to grow with the fighter and be able to follow their journey from the bottom to the top, right? So I wanna ask a question that'll help fans know you a little bit better, but I want to preface it with a small story. So, most of our audience knows that Skywalker and I are both military. We're vets. We've been to war and things like that, and we've seen a lot in the world. I had the pleasure in the Air Force of meeting a woman who started the first indigenous sorority, Alpha Pi Omega, which has over 100 individual tribes in it, right? And she gave a seminar, and in the seminar, the one thing that I took from her is she said that when she leaves the earth or when her time is up, the most thing that was important to her is where she left her footprints on people's hearts. That was the most important thing to her. So I want to ask you, as being a representative of an Apache tribe, what sort of legacy do you want to leave, and how do you want to build? How do you want to help bring more of your people into the sport? Because obviously you have an opportunity here to be one of the first to do some wild, and I think you should take advantage of it.
Yeah. No, I just want to be a motivation, kind of show people that anything's possible no matter what. I mean, I came out to California. I slept at parks in the back seat of my car all the way. I was an amateur boxer and all that. Now I'm a professional. So I just want to motivate people.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear over here. Hey, I'm very familiar with San Bernardino Valley and the Inland Empire. I'm very familiar with those guys out there. I got a bunch of buddies from out there. I know it's tough out there, man. So, do you train frequently enough to make sure that you stay away from the distractions?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, training all day, every day. Wake up, run, come back, eat, relax a little bit. Go and do some little like shadow boxing work, and then towards the night around 4 or 6 o'clock, I come to coach, and we get to start sharpening my tools, doing all the mitts, working on strategy and stuff.
Coach,
Yes, sir.
hey, coach, hey, man, you got you a solid one. You know how I know you got you a solid one? When my man is answering the questions, he's locked in. He don't even blink.
Yeah,
you got you a solid one.
Raymond is, a lot of people will look at him and judge him. And, the first thing, like people on the streets, this guy gets judged all the time. They're like, this guy does drugs. This guy does this, and, Raymond's actually never done drugs. We all smoke weed here and there, but, he's not a drug addict. He's not an alcoholic. he's a good kid. He has a lot of potential. He has a lot in his future ahead of him and whatnot. But yeah, his story, I know he doesn't like to talk too much. He's a very quiet kid. But his story, bro, he was homeless for 2 years. He lived in the back of his car for 2 years when he moved out here to California. He came and stayed with one of his family members, and unfortunately, his time was limited there, where they were trying to live the American dream, and it was hard for him, to get a job and to establish himself and be an amateur boxer and get the experience in. But yeah, he's lived in his vehicle, and he was blessed to reconnect with one of his friends that rents him out in ADU right now. Raymond is a full-time boxer. He's signed with the promotion, House of Pain Promotions. So he is currently a full-time boxer. We're able to get him the sponsorship and whatnot to help him pay his bills and to focus on his health and everything. And, there's a reason why he's in my life, and there's a reason why I'm in his life, And it's funny because both of our parents grew up in Riverside. And small world, man. My mom actually knew his dad after his first fight. They're like, "Oh shit, we went to high school with each other." It's like it's just weird how the world goes round and how everybody just gets placed into your life for a certain reason. And this kid has been through so much, man. I can just tell you, like a lot of these fighters, they have the privilege of waking up and going to these fancy gyms, or they have a nicer life. They have a beautiful home, and this guy, he honestly, he's we call them cul-de-sac kids. He's one of the cul-de-sac kids,
Yeah.
He's been homeless since he was 14. So, even in Missouri, but he was, hopping from couch to couch, boxing out there too with his friends, and he has no remorse towards his family or whatnot. Everybody was growing up and having a struggle, even being young parents and whatnot. He loves his family. He has more respect for anybody than I've never seen this guy talk shit. He just has such a positive vibe and positive energy. He's always happy and everything's yes sir, no sir, thank you. We just love to just be positive in every aspect, and in any opportunity that's given to us, we're open to it, to talk about it and do what we got to do for his career. And this opportunity with this 5-0 guys, this is one of them, bro, because it could open a big door for him if we execute our game plan and come through. We're just trying to make a world champion here and get him where he needs to be. So,
and listen, me personally, I want to see you use your platform and use your particular status to help build in your community. We do a lot of building here in my community. Like we've got gyms open by world champion boxers, and we're building and we're helping the community out by getting some of the kids off of the street. So, make sure that you use your platform to reach out to people, because people like me and Skywalker and the group of people that we hang out with, we want to see people like you become successful and be able to impact the community in a positive way. Definitely. So yeah, you not using drugs and alcohol, that's an example all into itself. You can show your people, your friends, your people you grew up with, that you can use boxing as a discipline to be able to not do those things. And it's nothing but up from here, man. So salute to you for that. I know you're a solid guy. You got a great coach right here. And let me, I know boxing's a new thing. So again, I would want to know where you see yourself really in 10 years from now. Like, what is it? Oh, the first Apache world champion type thing. Like, do you have a vision like that?
Well, that's for sure. Yeah, first Apache world champion for sure. And I just leave it in God's hands, really, from there.
All right.
Yeah, you got a great coach, man, behind you, man.
Yes,
this is like, it kind of reminds you of like Mike Tyson's story, you know what I'm saying, with his coach, you know what I mean, back in the day, you know what I mean. It's pretty similar, and you got good manners, bro. You're, and you've been through a lot in life. That's gonna make you definitely tough, man, in the future. So, man, shout out to you guys, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. You guys have any other questions? We're gonna get started training right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, coach. I was just a few more. I know. Do you want to shout out the rest of your stable? I know you got El Gallo Güero. He has a
I
fight
got
coming up
he
too.
was just behind us. He just took off right now, but yeah, he has a fight
Yeah,
coming up.
I'm gonna get him
And
on the show with you too, if you don't mind. Right before his fight, so we can hype it up.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. He's only 16, brother, so he's going to be making
Yeah,
his professional debut in Mexico. This kid is stronger than nails. You know,
16
it's
or
yeah,
16
he's
pro
he's
debut,
16
Mexicali,
pro.
bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
Pro Say said he said, can we see
Yeah,
him in some Pro Say gear?
yeah. So I got a friend. He runs a brand Pro Say. Shout out to Raheem Burke. He runs the
uh-huh.
World Boxing Bureau too. He's just a man of what do we call him, Ernest? He's
He's the Tony Starks of the boxing industry.
yeah, he's got everything, bro. I mean,
Your
to
outfits, your
help your gym
gloves,
out, like
training equipment.
equipment, to gloves, to like fits for your fight. He's our guy, man. When he sees someone special, he likes to hook them up with gifts and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Send him send me his Instagram and I'll reach
Yeah,
out to him.
definitely. Yeah,
We
you
haven't
see
got
him.
gloves yet for our fight. His shorts are done, but
Okay.
his gloves aren't done. And then if he's interested in working in the
Yeah,
near future, maybe we can work something out. But
his gloves are approved in a
this
lot of
kid is
states
a
too.
yeah,
Yeah, his gloves.
this kid he's 16. He came from a small gym out in San Jacinto, California. And once again, you know, like a lot of coaches don't like to take fighters from the beginning and try to build these guys, you know. And I'm guilty of that, bro. I'll tell you that right now. It's a lot. It's a lot to build fighters. When I got him, he had 2 amateur fights, and I just built him up from there. I got him 15 amateur fights after that, or 14, and he just showed me, man. I'm like, man, you don't belong in amateurs, bro. You're ready to go pro. And you know, he's just dedicated young man, and he's gonna make his debut in Mexicali. I have another amateur. Well, actually, the professional. Come here, Ernesto. This is
Ernesto. Oh no.
this
What's up,
is
Russell?
this is Ernesto Elcora. He's actually leaving to the military, bro. He got
Oh,
married
nice.
last month, and
All right.
Oh
he had
no,
he had
he's
What
gonna
branch?
marry though.
another one bites the dust, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What branch of service? What branch?
Yeah, where are you at? Where are you going? Air
Air
Force.
Force. Okay,
Hey,
that's
I
Ernest.
was
Yeah, that's
Air
okay.
Force.
I was Army.
We
Yeah.
Woo!
we took an opponent. I forgot his name. Rodney. What was his last name? I don't know, bro. But the kid was tough as shit, and it was his
Yeah.
second pro fight. And shout out to Rodney, cool guy. Ernie did his first fight. We ended up getting stopped the first round, but I'm going to be managing him overseas and see if I can find him another, gym out there and keep him busy in the pros. He's 0-1 right now, but he is a middleweight. He fights at 162, all the way up to 180, I guess. But Ernie's one of my professionals too. He's a late bloomer. How old are you?
23 now.
Well, he's 23, and that
You're
sucks,
still
man.
young.
Don't be a 30-year-old trying to become a boxer,
Yeah.
because it ain't
Right,
gonna
right,
work out.
right.
And it doesn't work out. I'll tell you that. There's
I
not too
came
many
back
of
at
those
40,
guys.
bro. At 40, and I did an exhibition, and man, that shit was rough, bro. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
pulling
I mean, I'm 30.
muscles.
I'm 32, bro, and I feel old as shit, man.
Yeah,
But when you're trying to become a pro, you have to really understand the game as far as just like your career wise. If you're fighting 6 times a month for a year, which is very rare, it's not an easy road up to the top. You're gonna have challenges in front of you. And with him, he only had how many amateur fights you have? Like three or four? Four. Like four. He only had 4 amateur fights, and I said, "Hey, bro, let's just make you pro, dude, because
yeah.
he was sparring all the pros, so that's why he did it." I was like, "You can stay in the ring with the pro. I don't see why we can't debut you." And the guy we fought, he was from Jaime Munguia's camp, no? Yeah, he was from Jaime Munguia's camp, and yeah, it was a tough opponent, but that guy was tougher than nails. And we actually even changed our weight last minute. We went up in weight because our opponent couldn't make the weight, so we were like, "Oh, we'll just do it." But yeah, we should have stayed down in weight, or
Hey, Coach, we weren't live earlier, but I want to show the audience. This one, I have a record. I want to see my uncle again, bro. If you could show everybody my uncle.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah,
Bobby Chacon, rest in peace.
yeah. Rest in peace, to my Theo, man.
Him and his girlfriend, she was a very sweet lady too. She supported him a lot through his career. So Bobby Chacon was a very good friend of ours. My father, he opened this museum in San Bernardino, actually. It was called the WBC Boxing Council. We're no longer affiliated with it. We're doing our own thing now. You know, he did all these induction ceremonies, but here's Bobby right here, him and my dad. He always liked to kiss everybody.
Yeah. Theo's
He was,
always a super friendly guy, man.
you know, a lot of people don't know his story. I don't know if you know his story. I could tell you about it.
Yeah.
He,
Oh, right. I know a lot about,
yeah, no, his story was very sad, man, and
yeah.
a
You
lot of
know that
people
the
thought,
family loved him, but the sickness kind of overtook him as
well,
far as like
a lot of people
why
thought
he was.
he was punch drunk, bro. A lot of people thought he was just punch drunk, but I think he attempted to shoot himself, and he wasn't successful with that, and it damaged his brain, bro. And a lot of people think, oh, he was just punch drunk, but no, he had put a bullet through his head, bro, because you know of what happened with his late wife, and
Yeah, Valerie.
and that was just a very hard thing for him because she told him not to fight, but it was
Yeah.
sad because you know to see
That
him.
same year, bro, he fought 5 times. He hadn't been a champ since 1974. This is 1982, so this is 8 years. 8 years after being a world champion, he's trying to become a world champion at 130 pounds.
Yeah,
And that year, man, his wife committed suicide. He fought 5 times, had fight of the year against Bazooka Limon. The fourth time they fought, he became the WBC champ in '82. And then the next year, he defended his shit against Boza Edwards. And Don King was trying to bring on Hector Camacho, bro, on the scene.
Yeah.
So they called my uncle the People's Champ because he didn't take the money. He didn't care about the money. They were trying to offer him all this money because they wanted to bring on but he's like, Hector Camacho don't deserve it. At the time he didn't. Now we know Hector Camacho's a legend, but at the time he was brand new and they were trying to cut line with Don King. So that's how him and Solomon got into it, and they end up stripping my uncle and
of his title. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of his memorabilia, bro. A lot of his memorabilia. I don't know. Well, not we. One of the gentlemen of the board, his name's Rudy Tejas. He has a lot of the memorabilia put away.
Yeah.
When we did his induction, I think he donated like a robe and some of his shoes and his old gloves.
Yeah.
And he sent me a link the other day saying that they're supposed to be opening a museum in it's called Rudy's LA. It's a restaurant, but there's a basement downstairs. So his stuff will be in a museum pretty soon in LA. So once I get that information and
let me know. Yeah,
maybe you could attend it, bro. You and
I'm
your
not
family.
really connected with my California side because my grandfather got deported back in the day. And he ended up having to raise a whole new family in Chicago. You know what I mean? And he had half brothers and half sisters. And
Yeah, that's hard, bro.
His dad ended up leaving, got deported because he got in some trouble. You get in trouble, they would deport you back then. So.
Oh yeah, especially right now, bro. Shit. But
hey,
yeah, man.
Coach, I want to say one more thing to you, if you don't mind.
No, right ahead.
Hey, listen, we would definitely love to have you back personally again for an interview because I would like our audience to understand the emotional investment that coaches have and what they actually put into the people that they're training and how the relationship grows. So we would definitely love to have you come back on and maybe we can dig in and ask some questions. And maybe
I would love that.
All right.
Yeah, I would love that. That'd be cool. A lot of people that I meet in boxing, they see a kid. A lot of these older dudes. I'm 32. I'm not that old. I've been boxing since I was 14. My dad used to be Chris Ariela's manager back when I was like 12 years old, and I used to go to the gym with him when I was 12. And then I started taking boxing more serious, like at 13 and a half, going on 14. And I don't personally have amateur fights. A lot of coaches don't have amateur fights, and there's a reason for it. I'm blind in my right eye. So I was never able to fight, but I love boxing, and I used to spar all the time and spar with professionals and amateurs, and we all get our ass kicked, and I never put that. I never handicapped myself for that, but I grew up loving boxing because of my father. So, but a lot of these guys, they're just like, who the fuck is this guy? They're like, who the fuck is this guy? Who does this guy think he is? Having professionals and stuff. And I love talking to coaches because I'm a very social person, and I like to pick at people's brains and just learn and make connections. I have a lot of connections in boxing, bro. Nothing stops me from making a number or getting a number or just, networking. And, that's one reason why we're here today.
Yeah, exactly.
you know. But yeah, I would love that, bro. I would love an interview, you know.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Red Feather, we looking for some merch, man. I know, hey, I
yes,
know you
sir.
can come up with some fire
Yeah.
merch, man.
Fire
We're looking
merch.
for it.
Yeah, that's what my coach.
Well, that's part of my job too, man. I'm a manager, you know, a
Yeah,
professional trainer, but on paper, I'm their manager. And that's a lot of these trainers like Eddie Reynosa and all them. They're
right,
managers.
Yeah.
You'll never see them because it's called the Muhammad Ali law. You could only be one.
right.
So you're the manager. If you're smart, you're the manager. You're not going to be the professional trainer.
Right.
And with all his merch and stuff, shout out to Undisputed. I know you guys mentioned your friend, but Undisputed Print Co.
Yeah.
Good friend of mine, Delfino. He's been making all his merch, and I do the designs. I design everything. So all
Okay.
logos, fight flyers, everything for these guys' fights. I do them. I work with the promoters and whatnot. So
Fantastic. Hey,
yeah,
listen, if you got some posters, you know, some signatures and things like that,
yeah.
we're definitely here for it. You know,
We'll send you guys each a shirt. Mo Boxing took care of us too with some merch the other day. He's wearing it right now, actually.
Yeah, he's rocking it right now. Shout out. Yeah.
shout out Mo
So
Boxing, no problems.
we'll
Yeah.
go ahead and send it your guys' way. I'll get your addresses and whatnot. Once we get these
Awesome.
shirts off the print, we'll send you guys a free shirt and a signed
No,
flyer.
We'll be
Okay.
hyping up the fight too. You guys can catch it on BXNG TV on March the 8th, guys. So you guys can catch the live stream. I got subscribers from everywhere, Canada. So you
Yes,
guys
sir.
want to watch this fight, you guys tune in. So
All right, man.
Appreciate
Well,
it.
thank you for you guys' time. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank
Nice
you.
to
Good
meet
luck.
you all.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
anything?
thank
I appreciate you guys. Nice to meet you guys too.
yeah. All right, looking forward to great things.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
Dang, man, he got him a good coach, bro.
Yeah, he does. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I didn't really get a chance. Javier Hernandez, supporter of Red Feather Band. Thank you for coming in. Whoop whoop. And yeah, we got to get him in that Pro Se gear. That's a good comment. I don't know. That's not Raheem, but whoever that is, a great question. I don't know if that's Raheem, one of Raheem's channels or.
Raheem.
But yeah, man. Awesome, man. We had a great night, man. Check out our other interview as well. We had an Australian, Charlie Kazi, the WBC lightweight Australian champ. And we had Raymon Redfeather Rivas tonight. 2 great interviews. We're bringing you guys that content, giving you guys that heads up on these star prospects on the rise. And anything else, Ernest, for everybody?
You already know, man. Hey, listen, there's a lot of stuff happening out here today. Find somebody, give them a hug. Help somebody else. That's it.
Yeah. Much love, everybody. Raymon Redfeather Rivas, March the 8th. It's going to be at Pomona Fox Theater, Pomona, California. Oh, that's Makai. All right. Hey, what's up, my brother Makai? That is Makai. I should have known by the MK. Salute, my brother. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Much love to everybody. That was a great recommendation, Makai. We got to get him that Pro Se.
Sir.
But thank you guys. Much love. Yeah, I know Makai. I wish I could do him again, man. That'd be dope. But much love to everybody, man. Peace.